The Tale of Peter Rabbit. Once upon a time, there were 4 little rabbits. Their names were Flopsy, Mopsy, Cottontail, and Peter. They lived with their mother underneath the root of a very big tree. "Now, my dears," said old Mrs. Rabbit one morning, "you may go to the fields or down the lane, but don't go into Mr. McGregor's garden. Now run along and don't get into trouble. I'm going out." Old Mrs. Rabbit took her basket and umbrella and went through the woods to the bakery. She bought a loaf of brown bread and 5 sweets. Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail, who were good little bunnies, went down the lane together to gather blackberries. But Peter, who was very naughty, ran to Mr. McGregor's garden and squeezed under the gate. First, he ate some lettuce and some French beans, and then he ate some radish. After that, feeling rather sick, he went to look for some parsley. But around the end of a cucumber plant, whom should he meet but Mr. McGregor? Mr. McGregor was on his hands and knees, planting cabbages, but he jumped up and ran after Peter when he spotted him, waving a rake and calling out, "Stop, thief!" Peter was dreadfully scared. He rushed all over the garden. He had forgotten the way back to the gate. He lost one shoe among the cabbages and the other among the potatoes. After losing them, he ran on 4 legs and went even faster. He might have got away if he had not run into a gooseberry net that caught one of the large buttons on his jacket. It was a blue jacket with brass buttons, quite new. Peter shed big tears, and his sobs were overheard by some friendly birds that flew down to help free Peter. Mr. McGregor came up waving a shovel, but Peter wriggled out just in time, leaving his jacket behind him. He rushed into the tool shed and jumped into a can. It would have been a beautiful thing to hide in if it had not had so much water in it. Mr. McGregor was quite sure that Peter was somewhere in the tool shed, maybe under a flower pot. He began to turn them over carefully, looking under each. Just then, Peter sneezed. Achoo! Mr. McGregor was after him in no time, and tried to put his foot upon Peter, who jumped out of a window. Peter hid underneath some bushes for some time. When nothing happened, he came out and climbed onto a wheelbarrow and peeped over. The first thing he saw was Mr. McGregor digging onions. His back was turned towards Peter, and beyond him was the gate. Very quietly, Peter got off the wheelbarrow and started running as fast as he could go, along a straight walk behind some blackcurrant bushes. Mr. McGregor caught sight of him at the corner, but Peter didn't care. He slipped underneath the gate and was safe at last in the woods outside the garden. Mr. McGregor, hung up the little jacket and the shoes as a scarecrow to frighten the blackbirds. Peter never stopped running nor looked behind him until he got home to the big tree. He was so tired that he flopped down upon the nice soft sand on the floor of the rabbit hole and shut his eyes. His mother was busy cooking. She wondered what he had done with his clothes. It was the second little jacket and pair of shoes that Peter had lost in a week. I am sorry to say that Peter was not very well during the evening. His mother put him to bed and made some tea for him. Flopsy, Mopsy and Cottontail had bread, milk, and blackberries for supper. Happy to be safe at home with his mother, Peter promised himself that he would never be naughty again. And he would definitely never be returning to Mr. McGregor's garden